Genesis 1:5. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. There was evening, and there was morning the first day. Genesis 1:8. God called the expanse sky. There was evening, and there was morning a second day. Genesis 1:13. There was evening, and there was morning a third day. Genesis 1:19. There was evening, and there was morning a fourth day. Genesis 1:23. There was evening, and there was morning a fifth day. Genesis 1:31. God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. There was evening, and there was morning a sixth day. Genesis 2:2. On the seventh day, God finished his work which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had done. Genesis 2:3. God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because he rested in it from all his work of creation which he had done. Genesis 7:4. In 7 days I will cause it to rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. I will destroy every living thing that I have made from the surface of the ground. Genesis 7:12. It rained on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. Genesis 7:17. The flood was 40 days on the earth. The waters increased and lifted up the ship, and it was lifted up above the earth. Genesis 8:6. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ship which he had made. Genesis 22:4. On the third day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place far off. Genesis 31:22. Laban was told on the third day that Jacob had fled. Genesis 40:20. On the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, he made a feast for all his servants, and he lifted up the head of the chief cupbearer and the head of the chief baker among his servants. Genesis 53. 40 days were used for him, for that is how many the days it takes to embalm. The Egyptians wept for Israel for 70 days. Exodus 16:5. It shall come to pass on the sixth day that they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. Exodus 16:22. On the sixth day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for each one, and all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. Exodus 16:26. 6 days you shall gather it, but on the seventh day is the Sabbath. In it there shall be none. Exodus 16:30. So the people rested on the seventh day. Exodus 21. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to Yahweh your God. You shall not do any work in it, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your livestock, nor your stranger who is within your gates. Exodus 20:11. For in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Therefore Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Exodus 24:18. Moses entered into the middle of the cloud and went up on the mountain, and Moses was on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. Exodus 31:15. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day it is the Sabbath of solemn rest, holy to Yahweh. Whoever does any work on the Sabbath day shall surely be put to death. Exodus 31:17. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days God made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. Leviticus 7:17. But what remains of the meat of the sacrifice on the third day shall be burned with fire. Leviticus 8:35. You shall stay at the door of the tent of meeting day and night 7 days, and keep Yahweh's command, that you don't die, for so I am commanded. Leviticus 12:3. In the eighth day the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. Leviticus 12:4. She shall continue in the blood of purification 33 days. She shall not touch any holy thing, nor come into the sanctuary, until the days of her purifying are completed. Leviticus 13:5. The priest shall examine him on the seventh day. Behold, if in his eyes the plague is arrested, and the plague hasn't spread in the skin, then the priest shall isolate him for 7 more days. Leviticus 14:9. It shall be on the seventh day that he shall shave all his hair off his head, and his beard, and his eyebrows. He shall shave off all his hair. He shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his body in water. Then he shall be clean. Leviticus 14:10. On the eighth day he shall take 2 male lambs without defect, one ewe lamb a year old without defect, 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour for a meal offering, mixed with oil, and 1 log of oil. Leviticus 23:27. However, on the 10th day of this seventh month is the Day of Atonement. It shall be a holy convocation to you. You shall afflict yourselves, and you shall offer an offering made by fire to Yahweh. Numbers 1:18. They assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their ancestry by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, one by one. Numbers 20:29. When all the congregation saw that Aaron was dead, they wept for Aaron 30 days, even all the house of Israel. Deuteronomy 9:11. It came to pass at the end of 40 days and 40 nights that Yahweh gave me the 2 stone tablets, even the tablets of the covenant. Deuteronomy 16:3. You shall eat no leavened bread with it. You shall eat unleavened bread with it 7 days, even the bread of affliction. For you came out of the land of Egypt in haste, that you may remember the day when you came out of the land of Egypt, all the days of your life. Deuteronomy 34:8. The children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days, until the days of weeping in the mourning for Moses was ended.